Hi and welcome to Jagees Cookbook. Now this is a very special episode because it deals with a lot of people's favorite thing, that is sandwiches. And I'm going to show two particular sandwiches, that is the non-veg and the vegetarian. So no one has to complain whether I'm showing just non-veg or veg. Very simple, very delicious, very healthy, and very quick. That's the beauty of these sandwiches. So this type of sandwiches are usually the type of sandwiches I make at home, and I'm very happy about it because I'm sharing this with you, and I know you will really love it. Okay, so do try it, and it's totally easy. First of all, what we're going to do is, well, I'm going to toast some sandwich bread. Now, you can use sandwich bread or bread, wheat bread, whole wheat, rye bread, multi-grain bread, anything. Here I'm just using sandwich bread because that's all what I got. But I usually go for wheat bread. I'm just going to toast it with a little bit of oil. Okay, it's not very necessary. Now you can, if you're not very health conscious, you can use butter, but I'm just using a bit of canola oil. Let me just flip this to the other side, let it get toasted. While this is toasting, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make the non-veg filling, which is very simple. Now I'm going to use tuna. Canned tuna for convenience sake. Obviously you can use fresh tuna, but I like canned tuna. It's much more easier, convenient, and well, easy. So I've got tuna chunks here. Okay, remember to keep an eye on your bread, otherwise you will end up with burnt bread, and you don't want that. Let this toast well, according to what you like. Always buy tuna chunks, okay? These are tuna chunks, okay? Now, if it's not tuna chunks, and if it's just tuna, well, some tuna which you get here is not a very good standard. It tastes a little like cat food. Well, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just mix or just mash this up. That is the tuna chunks, okay? Very easy. Now this is cleaned and totally processed and very healthy tuna. You can get tuna in sunflower oil and also in spring water. So it depends upon really what you want. I'm going to put the next two pieces. These are toasting pretty fast, so I better get very quick on my actual filling. Okay, now like I said, keep on mixing this up or just mashing it up. Okay, then what we need is cucumber, one medium-sized cucumber which is chopped very fine. You don't have to grate it. All you have to do is chop it very fine. Try not to include too much of the seeds and the liquid, because otherwise you'll end up with too much liquid in the actual sandwich mixture. Okay, so and this, I don't know if you've noticed, but cucumber and tuna, oh, it's a lovely combination. Absolutely fresh and delicious. But I found that cucumber and chicken does not go well. It has a sort of aftertaste, and I'm not very particularly fond of that. So tuna and cucumber, remember, is a very good combination. Now mix all this up. Just look at this, so beautiful. The crunchy cucumber and the soft tuna. Okay, after that, let me just check on this. Let's just flip this over. Okay. Now while that's going on, let's season this with a little bit of salt and pepper. according to your taste. Okay. Now remember the tuna has salt in it, so you have to be very, very cautious about that. Before putting the salt, just putting the pepper right now, before actually putting the salt, I'm going to just mix in the pepper, because the last ingredient, well, I've got one more ingredient, and that is spring onions or leeks. Okay, if you don't have spring onions or leeks, you can add shallots. That's up to you. Okay, I just need a bit. Now this is optional. This step is optional. You can avoid this, because usually I avoid it, but it does. Some people love the taste of that oniony taste, so it does add to the taste if you like onions. If you don't, leave it. Let's chop it in. I find spring onions the best. I didn't find any. I didn't get any spring onions, so I'm settling for leeks. If you don't, go for shallots, because I find shallots a bit too strong flavoring for this. Mix it along with this. Okay, and that is the leeks a little bit. That's all you have to do. Now this has absolutely no measurement. It's according to your eye. Okay, let me just see what's going on here. Yep, it's done. Let's put the second pieces. And then finally, what we do, I've been doing a lot of juggling, shifting from here and there. What I do here next, or the last final step, is the mayonnaise. Okay, this is mayonnaise. I'm going to add it to the tuna and the cucumber and the pepper. Okay. Add it according to how much you want. Lovely. This is a delicious mixture. Gorgeous. Yum, yum, yum. Now, at this stage, you can actually taste and see whether you need salt or not. Now, like I said, the tuna contains salt, and so does the mayonnaise. So you have to be very, very careful when you add the salt. Don't add salt at first, and then you'll end up in a mess. I'm going to add a bit more mayonnaise, so that it's like a sandwich spread. Okay, so it should be more or less like this. Yum. Your non-veg filling is ready. Let me just check on this. Yes, it's done. Like I said, I always use wheat bread, but if you prefer sandwich bread, that's all I got yesterday. So that's why I'm using that. But usually I go for wheat bread, or even rye bread. Next, what we're going to do is our vegetarian. So our non-veg is done. Okay, we'll keep this aside. Next, we need chickpeas. Chickpeas or garbanzo beans. Okay, these are cooked well, really cooked well. So then, actually, when you take it, it just mashes up. Okay, what you need is, again, you need 2 cloves of garlic. Okay, again, it's very, very easy. Just press your whole weight on the garlic and get the actual actual skin out. Again, the very, very easy way of skinning the garlic is actually pressing the whole weight on and taking out the skin, which is very much easier. It works on big garlic, not on small ones. Now, next what you need is you have to grate it in. That is, you have to grate in or mince in a bit of garlic. So this is like quarter cup of raw chickpeas. Okay, this has been boiled well or cooked well till tender. So it actually, you can mash it when you press it with your fingers. 2 cloves of garlic or 1, depends. Now what we need is, well, for this we need sour yogurt, or either you use just yogurt and a little bit of lime juice, or you use sour yogurt, and if it's not sour enough you can add a little bit more of lime juice. Again, a little bit of spring onions or leeks. Again, depends if you want to or not. Usually I don't. I'm just going to put a little bit anyway for the sake of it. Then again, not pepper this time, but dry chili flakes, which I do have here. And just going to put a bit, not too much. Okay, otherwise it's going to burn you. And then what we need is coriander leaves, just a bit. Okay, mix all this together. Okay, just mix it with this. And what we need to do now is we need to mash it up. Okay, now you can mash it any way you really want to. I am going to mash it up with a masher, a potato masher. You can actually mash it with your hands, or you could actually mash it with a fork. Anyway, okay, I'm just going to mash this. You have to use a bit of arm power or muscle power. Okay, and keep on mashing this till it becomes, well, a little bit mashed. Now, if you find this a bit, now this has been, again, the garbanzo beans or the chickpeas has been actually cooked with a little bit of salt. So always be very careful when you add salt. You can add salt when you really feel like it's not seasoned enough, but don't add salt without tasting it. Okay, now I'm going to add a little, now to help this along, I'm going to add a little bit of yogurt. Okay, just a bit. Now you can use mayonnaise, but if you're a strict vegetarian, what happens is mayonnaise contains eggs, well, the usual mayonnaise. Otherwise, you can use eggless mayonnaise, which you do actually get in the market nowadays. So it all depends upon you. I am using total pure yogurt because I just wanted to be strictly vegetarian. Okay, this is like sort of a hummus type of, well, a type of spread, but it's my innovation, which is it's absolutely yummy, totally yum. All you have to do is use your arm power and really mash it up so that you get a good sandwich spread. Now, this is mashed really well. Okay, like I said, check for your seasonings. You can add pepper, but I have added dry chili flakes. You can add also green chilies. Now it all depends upon you. Add salt if you want to. So this is done. So the vegetarian one is done and the non-veg is done. Okay. Now let me just clear things up here so that I can show it in a better way. So all the things which we really don't want, just keep it out here. Okay. It's always very good to clean up things while you do your cooking. So at the end you won't end up with a whole lot of mess to clear up. Okay, you can add a little bit more of cilantro, again according to you. You don't need this too. Okay, just put this back. And all we have is the toasted bread and the fillings. What we have to do is we just have to assemble the sandwiches, the vegetarian sandwich and the non-vegetarian sandwich. Okay, so first of all, what we need is we'll keep all the bread out here, and we'll start with the non-vegetarian one, which we first prepared. That is our tuna and cucumber with mayo and pepper. Check for your seasonings. If you need more pepper, keep on adding how much you want. Now spread it on carefully and according to really how much filling you want. It's so easy, and yet it's so quick. You can actually make it whenever you are really hungry, whether it's breakfast or tea time. Only thing you have to keep canned tunas, very good quality canned tunas in your stock or your store, so that you are ready with all the ingredients. And cucumber, well, we all have cucumbers in our house lying around because we always use salads, or we're supposed to use salads. Okie dokie. So spread it along well till the edges. Now you can use it on just bread without toasting untoasted bread, but why I toasted this is mainly because I don't want it to soak through, okay, so that it will stay, the actual filling will stay. Okay, let's just keep it out here. Now the next one we're going to do is our vegetarian. The vegetarian is again done, mashed up well. Let me just take a knife to spread it along. Check for your seasonings. It's so easy but very nutritious because chickpeas are very, very, very good for you. It's a very good source of protein. Any kind of pulses are really good for you. Mix this well. Now you can add olive oil to make it more smoother, but I'm going to just avoid the olive oil because I think this is smooth enough. And just spread it along. It looks so pretty. Just look at this. It looks so beautiful. It's full of flavors, full of nutrition, no fat. Lovely. Now you can vary the herbs, that is, you can add mint instead of coriander, but here I'm using coriander. You can also use parsley if that's what you want. The only difference between this and hummus is that in hummus you use tahina. Tahina is sesame paste, which is ground. I have shown you hummus very, very long ago. It's sort of like hummus, but this is the easier version of hummus, the Indian way of hummus, because sometimes you don't get white sesame seeds, so it's easier. Although I should include sesame seeds are really good for you. Okay, spread this along well. Mash it as fine or as coarse, anything as you like. If you like a little bit of texture, leave a little bit of garbanzo beans like that. If you want it very smooth, just like mayonnaise, do it like that. Process it well. Okay, I'm just going to fill it really well because I want my sandwiches filled up really well. Next, what we do is press it on, and all we have to do is I'm just going to cut this diagonally. Just Might as well do it out here. And just keep it there. I'm just going to cut this two diagonally. Well, you can cut it diagonally, or you can cut it, longitudinally, like rectangles. All depends upon you. You can be as creative as possible when cooking. Again. Okay, so both my vegetarian and non-vegetarian sandwiches are done. Totally tasty, very, very easy, nutritious, and the best part